Hey Aries, this is your look at the astrology of February 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman and this is Empowering Astrology. So let's look at the bigger picture for this month. And one of the things that we're going to look at is Mars. Well, your planet is Mars, and your planet has been in Taurus since January 6th. For you, Aries, Taurus is a sign that talks about stability, security, money, income, roof over your head, food in the kitchen. It's very nuts and bolts because it's the things that we need in order to feel like we can thrive, feel stable in life. Now, January probably brought something to the forefront because you are in a bigger cycle of time that began in 2018, 2019, where you might be in the midst of earning a living in a different way. Maybe how you earned a living 2 years ago is not how you earn a living now. Maybe you are stepping more into your potential to earn a living and to create stability for your life. But the mandate over the last 2 years, courtesy of Uranus, also in Taurus, where it will be for the next, 5 years, 4 years, is that you know exactly what you're worth. You know your self-worth, you know the value of what your time is, you know what you need in order to feel rooted, stable, and secure in this life. So Mars is really trying to get back to basics this month. And, maybe you're making purchases. Maybe you're gathering what you need in order to kind of stock up or feel like you've got everything you need. There's a sense of ownership and possession right now. And Taurus, by the way, is a very sensual sign for Mars to be located in for the rest of the month. Just FYI, Mars does go into Gemini on March 3rd. We'll talk about that next month. Now, here's the other thing. There are a lot of planets starting February 1st. Venus goes into Aquarius, joining 4 other planets. So that's 5 planets that we have for most of the month in one sign. So what is Aquarius for you? Now, Aquarius, imagine a house. A little Aries sign over the front door. Well, Aquarius is, we'll call it the 11th room. This house has 12 rooms in total. And the 11th room is about community. It's about friendships, about social connections, social networks. It's about the things that connect us on a wider level. We can't feel isolated, even though right now many of us do feel isolated. We're trying to figure out, well, how do we navigate and negotiate these times? So in a weird way, maybe you're just being really social right now. Maybe it's electronic or maybe in other ways, but there's just so much going on in the room of friends. So pay attention to what themes are coming up. Now, do keep in mind that as of December 17th of 2020, so just a month or so ago, Saturn went to Aquarius. Now, when Saturn gets to this part of anybody's chart, it can be a little brutal. And I mean, Saturn is sort of looking through who are your friends? Is this person really your friend? It's almost like going through your contacts on your phone and just being like, nope, nope, nope. And I know that, we're making a little joke here. And of course, it's not a joke if you've seen friendships really tested or tried or maybe even ended by this time. But the idea is that Saturn is saying to you, the people in your life, the allies, the community, the friendships need to be rock solid. These have to be the people that are going to be with you day in, day out, people that you can rely on. So you may have seen some big shifts in your social life the past couple of months, maybe even more. This actually started to kick in from March until July 1st of 2020. It was a little preview, but you need to sort of know your value, Mars and Taurus, and know how that value or that sense of self-worth impacts the people that you surround yourself by. Maybe Saturn likes who it sees in your phones or on your social media profile. Or maybe Saturn is like, great, how do we make these connections even deeper? Your self-worth. So it doesn't always have to necessarily be challenging, but there's so much that's going on this month, February 2021, that has to do with value, with the community, with your social networks, your social friends. And there's also a time when you're coming out of a 3-year period where you really had to work hard on your professional life. The idea is that 2018, 2019, 2020 was about answering a very simple question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, it's more than one question. What role do you want to play in the world? What direction do you want to take your life in? So maybe you worked hard and you made some achievements the past few years, and then now that everything sort of shifted over to Aquarius, you have to ask yourself, all right, what's the next goal? Where are we headed after all this? So there's a need to vision and to look ahead this month. But Venus is your relationship planet. It's going to meet up with Saturn on February 6th. So classic thing that tends to happen when Venus meets up with Saturn is like, all right, if you are in a partnership, for example, Saturn is saying, okay, does this partnership need work? Does it need a commitment? Does it need a recommitment? Does it need restructuring? With all these planets in Aquarius right now, Aquarius in a way does talk about relationships. It talks about relationships on a bigger level, but it is saying to each and every one of us, and especially you, relationships have to be balanced. They have to be equitable. Whether it's a primary partnership, whether it's a friend, whether it's somebody in your social network, everything has to be balanced. So Saturn is now sort of taking a look at your relationships, particularly your one-on-one relationships, courtesy of Venus, and either it's saying this is working or this is not working. Saturn is a very black and white planet. At the same time, Venus is making what's called a square to Uranus and Taurus. Again, there's that story. Are you being valued? Are you valuing somebody else? Or is this, value thing making some instability or some lack of balance in a relationship? How will you fix this? At the heart of this month's astrology, and you could say this is something that's going to be with us off and on throughout 2021, is this sort of tension that's happening between two parts of your life. Again, money, income, stability, security, value, self-worth, friends, community, the bigger picture, humanity, society, social causes. How you might see some tension this month. How are you going to resolve that tension? We have an Aquarius new moon on February 11th. This new moon is normally a time to recommit yourself to your social networks and socializing and your groups and your friends. And of course, right now it's a little difficult to do it as we would normally do it. So you might have to be a little, use technology or just be a little smart about it, of course. But again, Saturn is there. Saturn is there in the room with the new moon. So your alliances, your groups, your friendships have to be rock solid. Saturn wants definition, it wants responsibility, it wants accountability. Maybe a friend hasn't been accountable to you. Maybe you haven't been accountable to a friend. Something to keep in mind. With this new moon, Mercury is retrograde this month, until February 20th. So you may be dealing with something from the past. Maybe a past issue with a friend or a past, I don't want to say it's a disagreement, but maybe it's just something that's unfinished. And so maybe that's what's coming up for you with this new moon. A few days later, on February 17th, we have the first of 3 squares between Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn, again, is in one part of your chart. Uranus is in the other, that we call a square. So there's this, again, tension between these two parts of your life: the money, the income, stability, security, friends, community. You get the idea at this point. Then we go into February 18th. The sun goes into Pisces. Pisces represents the end of not just the zodiac, but the end of your chart. So it's about pulling back, retreat, reflection, spirituality, recuperation, rest, dreams, intuition. It's not a sign where it's meant to be very active. So you're sort of downshifting. This is the month that precedes your birthday, so it's always meant to downshift and reflect and think about the year that we've lived. And certainly there's been a lot of life since your last birthday, so maybe you have a lot to reflect on. And maybe with all these planets in Aquarius, you're feeling very socially minded. You want to get involved in social causes, social justice, social equity. You want to think about humanity more. That's at least where the story is happening this month. Then on February 20th, Mercury turns direct, so you can start to feel like you can move forward or have conversations that maybe aren't so cross-wired. And then we go into the end of the month and we have a Virgo full moon. So this Virgo full moon puts a spotlight on health and wellness, that part of your chart. So here we are in February, so we're a month out from the start of the year and our New Year's resolutions. Maybe it's a time just to go back to that really practical stuff that we typically do at the start of the year, like what needs to be cleaned up, what needs to be cleaned out, what needs to be organized, how do you need to have a new vision on how you take care of your body, how you get grounded in the world. So this might be a full moon to get very practical about health, wellness, diet, fitness, nutrition, get organized, purge, clean out, because at the heart of a lot of things this year and the astrology of this month is it's as if you have one foot in a new life and one foot in an old life, and you've got to figure out how to resolve that tension. The answer is going to be different for everybody. That's why I can't give a cookie cutter answer. For some people, they've figured out how to balance between these two things. For some people, they've made a leap into a new life. For some people, they have to build a new system because the old system isn't working. So you have to figure out what's right for you. But all I can say for everybody is that you cannot keep that foot rooted in the old life. There has to be some sort of shift, change, movement, because otherwise it's like one foot is going this direction, one foot's going this direction, and that, as you can imagine, it's not going to be good. So that's some homework for you, Aries. Again, my name is Katie Sweetman. This is Empowering Astrology. This has been your monthly look at the astrology. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at Empowering Astro. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, or go to my website, empoweringastrology.com, and I will see you next month. Take care.